Hey everyone, how's it going today? Just wanted to show a couple things here that I'm doing. So I've got this frame apart. It had a ½ inch of play in it from side to side, and all the joints were loose and everything in it, and they're pretty rough. This is probably the worst one where it's checking, and then that's just water damage. You know, the top looks okay, except it's cracked on the top. In fact, it's the bottom rail. Here's the other side. Not as bad, probably fixable. Gotta do a stopper in there. Got that, it's okay, but it's cracked at the top too. So two of them to fix that way. The bottom's in okay shape comparatively. Let's focus. Put it this way, the paint was so bad on this from being weather beaten for so long that I could take a putty knife and just gently scrape it off and it gets 99% of the paint off of it. It's that bad. This is just a few minutes of work with the putty knife, and it looked like that to start. So that paint's failed a long time ago. There isn't any more than 1 or 2 coats of paint on it. And basically, when you guys have bare wood like this, and you go to paint it, make sure you sand it to a bare wood. Sanding or painting on the gray wood isn't going to work for you. It's going to flake off just like this stuff did. It's going to fail after 10 years or less. This is actually after, I think, 7 years. And we're right to this point. So never paint the gray wood. Sand it down to a just regular wood. So like that, without the gray in it. And then paint it then. Don't go and do that, after the fact. Cause you just, anyway, I've already said my piece of that. The other project is this half-round window. I had the pictures of it. I'll post it on Facebook, where this rail was down ½ inch below the side rail. So I was able to tap that in with a hammer. And it tapped in pretty easily. That's pretty much set for stripping. This one has a little bit more coats of paint on it. And you gotta love where it meets up there with the rest of the wood, where there's a big ridge of paint there that doesn't come off. So I'll be using a stripper on this, just trying to get it going. I got heat too, but I want to try the stripper. I've got Citrus Strip, so I want to see how well that does. Because I do have some paint in the inside, in the interior, that I need to take care of. Also, this looks pretty bad. I'll fill it. Make it look brand new. But that's pretty much it. This window had a bunch of caulking at the top on the inside, and then they just filled it in like ½ inch of glazing because of the way it was falling down on this side. By the time I got to it, it wasn't even touching the bottom rail. The glass wasn't. So that's how much play was in that. Probably a good ½ inch, ¾ inch of play in there. The only reason why the window stayed up to the top because of the caulking, I think they used an industrial adhesive and they glued the window in. That was kind of a pain to cut through and get off, and it's not even completely off the window yet, so I'm going to have to use some solvents to get it off. But anyway, just to give you a heads up. Also, and I'm bouncing about around here a bit, but I wanted to make sure I showed you this. This is the window that had the 2 spikes like that. Or they aren't spikes, they're wedges. So it had a wedge in each corner of the window. 2 here, 2 here. Well, that was a nail hole, but they had a wedge in each corner. Or 2 wedges in each corner, and they looked like this. See if we can get the camera to focus. Someone whittled it out back in the late 1800s. This is like old school. This is old school joinery when they do this. Normally what I've been seeing with the windows around here is they'll stick a half cut 16 penny nail. So they'll cut the 16 penny nail till it's about an inch tall. And then they'll nail it in each corner. And then fill in the wood after that. But this is the first one I've seen that actually had them not sanded smooth. Because usually you wedge something. Sometimes people can sand it smooth and then they use it for tightening up joints. So if the joint got loose, they could tap it in and tighten up the joint. This was far beyond what that could have done for the window. So it had to be taken apart, and I got to do some repair on it. Just interesting what you run across in an old house. All right, comment, subscribe. Thank you.